All right, come do your hair with me. Now, I'm no expert. My hair is not really curly. I don't know about levels. I'm still learning that. So, this is just my routine and what's worked for me so far. So, let's get started. And I'll show you some of the products and then I will link them in. The link's usually in my bio, but I'll also link them in the description, my Amazon link, so you know where you can find the products. You can actually find them anywhere, but I order everything from Amazon. So let's begin. First thing is leave-in conditioner. So I just took a bath. I don't know if you can hear my hair's soaking wet. I squirt it with the leave-in conditioner. So let's do that first. You don't have to part your hair. It's just a habit of mine. And then I brush it. So I use the unbrush. If you have not been introduced to this, it's the best thing. It's the best detangler. So I brush it. That gets all the product everywhere. Still squishy. Okay. Then once again, I'm back to parting my hair. Like I said, it's not necessarily, it's just a habit that I have of parting my hair. It's not even perfectly parted, but okay. The first thing that I use is, all my products are not your mother's. That's what I use. So after the leave-in conditioner, I use the Flash Freeze Gel. I got the extra hold this time, put a small amount, do the praying hands, and then rake it throughout. Okay. Then same, about a dime size amount, praying hands, and then rake it throughout. Then what I do is rake it together. And then once again, part it. Now I come in with the Not Your Mother Still curl cream. Put about a dime size amount as well. Rub it together and then praying hands. And repeat the process with the curl cream. At this point, you start scrunching already with the curl cream. Other side, dime size, rub together, praying hands. And if you can hear it, that squishiness needs to happen. Now, rake it all. And here comes the fun part. The time consuming part. I can't talk. So it's nothing big. I will run my fingers, run it through, and then I clip it. Okay. Now comes this brush. You'll see the magic. So, also on my Amazon link. So, I brush it towards the end. I start twirling, 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 twirling. Do it again. Twirling, 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 twirling. And twirl, twirl, twirl. And then I scrunch and scrunch. I'll leave it like that. Then do the same thing for this piece. And twirl. twirl, twirl. And scrunch. Now I get another piece of hair, about an inch from my ears, and I pull it back. It's not going to be straight, it's fine. It's better when it's not straight because curly hair, you don't want it to be everything straight. You want it to be zigzag so that the curls fall. And if you have thin hair like me, it gives you the fullness. Okay, unbrush, and then take small sections. Unbrush again, and the curl brush. Start twisting it. Twist, 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 and scrunch. And you do that for all this section. The thinner pieces that you get, the more like what's the word? The more curls you'll have. So when your hair dries, the more volume you'll have. That makes sense. And then sometimes with stubborn pieces, I grab my finger and I twirl it. Twirl, twirl, twirl. Usually do this with the front pieces, and I decided to cut my bangs, so I have bangs. So my bangs don't curl the way I like them to, so I do that with that. Like I said, full disclosure for those that are joining the video, I am no expert. I've watched a lot of curly girl influencers. I've tried so many products. I've tried so many techniques. This is what works for me. But the one common thing is this brush and this brush, because this gets tangles out with ease. You don't even need a detangler. And then this is what gets the curls. So yeah, you see these pieces? Those will need to be twirled. And now we're going to do one more section, about an inch above as well, and clip it. And I've got to grab something. Oh, here it is. Okay. So once again, grab the piece. Sometimes your hair with the leave-in conditioner, I use the clarifying shampoo, so that's why I've had to detangle my hair more than usual. But yeah, twist, 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 and then twist, 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 and scrunch, and scrunch. And twist. And scrunch. Let's finish off these pieces. Yeah, don't do that. Sometimes I mess up. That's not perfect. I'm not perfect. I don't claim to be perfect either. So I have to redo this one. Now, full disclosure, if you're like me and you've straightened your hair a lot, you'll have to do this technique quite a bit before you start training your curls to get back to being curls. Okay, so now I've got about a little over half of my hair. So normally I use the Natural Mother's Curl Mousse. This one I do use it too because I like my curls to be loose and soft and not feel stiff. So for this I use number 2. But I found this on sale and I've been trying it, and not gonna lie, I kind of like this one better. So we're gonna use this one right here. It's called Rizos Curls. Also, link will be in my bio. Here's this step, okay? Shake, shake, shake. Hair's parted in 2, quite a bit, and scrunch, and scrunch. Yes, it's a lot, but trust the process. I used to use less when I first started doing this method. It's not the same. Trust the process. Go with the other side. Hear that? Your hair should sound like that. All right. So we've got this part. Now let's finish off. So now this part, I pull only from the back. And then we repeat what we've been doing. Part it in like 2 or 3 sections. And twist. Twist it with your fingers if you have to. It's okay. That doesn't mean you don't have curly hair. It just means that you're like me and you had curly hair and didn't like your curly hair, so you used to straighten it a lot. And now we've got to train our hair. Also, if you dye your hair a lot, I found out from my hairdresser that all the ammonia takes away the curls, so that's the other thing. I'm no longer dyeing my hair. I dyed my hair. I had my hair blonde, and I've dyed it more close to what my now natural hair color is, and I'm gonna leave it like that for a while, because this year the colors in style are dark colors, and I'm an old money style gal. That's my style, old money, with a touch of creativity, because I wouldn't be me if I didn't have creativity in my outfits. Okay, take another piece. This requires lots and lots of patience, y'all. So just, if you really want these curls, trust the process. And I'm also going to do a video on how to refresh them, because mamas, we don't wash our hair every day. Nope, that's not good for our hair. We need those natural oils. All right, now we've got very little bits, so we now go back to the sides. Back to the sides. This is also what's going to give you that little bit of a volume. Now this is the part where I really use my fingers a lot more, because it's the smaller strands and they don't curl as good. So separate and twist. Really twist. Let me see if I can show you. Twist, 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 all the way to the end. Twist and then let it go. Twist, 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 twist. And let it go. Can you tell I'm a mama? Can you hear my son in the other room? Yeah. He's gaming. Okay. Same thing. Twist, 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 twist. Part and twist with the little pieces. And part and twist and scratch. And then this piece, we go back to the middle. So we part a little bit, and this piece of hair is going to go back. This is what's going to give you that little bit of volume, that lift for my thin hair gals like me. Okay. And then this part, same thing. This is the small pieces, so we go in, separate, and I twist. And I twist. And I twist. And I twist. And once again, I keep twisting. And twisting. Now, ta-da! We're done. Now we go back to this. Once again, yes, you've already put some of it. It's only, I do about 4 pumps. And get in there, especially at the top. Get in there. Hear that? That's what it's supposed to sound like. Trust the process. Now, sometimes I do this during the day, and then like a few hours before I have to go out and diffuse it, use my little blow dryer. But sometimes I do it overnight, and then I'm going to show you tonight my overnight process. So flip it over. Do not run your fingers through it as much as you want. Nope. Now, my handy dandy shirt. It's a cotton shirt. Here's what I do. Scrunch. I scrunch, squeeze. 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 Careful, flip back. Now here's the part that you have to do for bed. Excuse my room. It's a little on the messy side currently. I'm fixing it up. Here we go. Okay, so my shirt. Fold this so it's going to look like that. Okay, grab your hair, put it together. Don't squish it, just put it together. Flop it. I hope you can see it. You grab these ends, wrap around tight, pull the shirt back, twist, and tie. And that, my girlies, is how I do my hair. Like I said, I'm not a professional. I follow a lot of like I said, I'm not a professional. I have followed a lot of influencers, curly girl hair, and I've done the curly girl hair method for actually before the pandemic started. That's when I started doing this. And this year I've straightened my hair a lot more than I usually do, but I don't normally straighten my hair this much. And One of two things. You can sleep with this in your hair, or you could just keep it for a couple of hours and then tie your hair with a silk scarf instead. Um, First night I usually sleep with this on, so we're going to go to bed with it. And tomorrow I will show you how I do what I do to style it and head out, do my makeup and head out. So it's been fun. We'll see you tomorrow. All right, it's the morning after. I switched shirts because I realized the other one was not a cotton shirt. But let's do the morning routine so that our hair looks cute. Come with me. This is what my hair looks like. So I put some leave-in conditioner in the roots. That's where I start in the mornings. Alexa, next. Okay, so after you put leave-in conditioner in your roots, I have a spray bottle with just water. That's all. You spray it all over. I think I messed it up by switching shirts in the middle of the night, in the middle of the evening, but it's still not bad. Once that little bit of water that I just spritz on it dries off, I put hair oil. I use, use this brand, Lucetta Marula oil. I probably said that wrong, but hey, it is, this one smooths and moisturizes. So I'm gonna let it dry a little bit, and then you just put about a dime size amount, brush it, and do the praying hands, and scrunch, scrunch. Same thing on the other side, and scrunch, scrunch, and then you're done. And that is my curly hair routine. Like I said, I'm not a professional. Full disclosure, I also don't get sponsored by any of these products. I just wanted to show my curly hair girls, or my girls that are wanting to get back to your curly hair, my routine. Like I said, I followed several. Now you can hear me, huh? So I follow several girls, um, several influencers that have taught me how to get my hair, do the curly girl method. I don't get sponsored. I don't know if you heard me earlier, but I don't get sponsors by any of these stuff. It's just the products. I tried several products. I try to get more natural products because I like my hair to feel soft and not stiff. Like, see, it's not stiff. You lift it up and it just falls. It's healthy. Um, so, anyways, going back. So I followed several influencers and I tried all the methods till I found the one that worked for me. I've been doing this since the start of the pandemic. Um, I saw those TikToks where like, ooh, your hair's not straight, it's curly. Da 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 da. Sorry, I was listening to music. So I started doing it, and at the time I had really long hair. It looked gorgeous, so I'm trying to let it grow again. That's slowly getting there. I think it was like right down here at the time. And then I started drawing it blonde. Um, Still super healthy. I've always been a big advocate of taking care of your hair so it's not dry and stuff. But anyways, yep, my curly girl hair method. That's what works for me. Hope this works for you. Let me know in the comments if you need any other tips or want to know exactly what my full hair routine is for the healthy hair. Love y'all.